Let's dive more into continental margin morphology. So we've talked about active and passive margins. Know that what I'm about to talk about with the morphology can be, much of what I'm going to talk about can be found at both active and passive. It's just the shapes and the sizes and the lengths are going to change a little bit, but at least all the features will mostly be at both margins. So we're going to talk about that shelf, that flat bit, the slope where it starts to slope down, the rise or the apron at the bottom, the abyssal plain, which goes out into the deep depths of the flat ocean, and also the submarine canyons that cross over all these features. First, we're going to focus on the continental shelf. Right? So continental shelves, they are submerged, shallow extensions of the continents, which means if you go out in the ocean and you're on the continental shelf, and you dive to the bottom and you dig down beneath all of that quartz sand, you will eventually hit granitic continental crust, right? It's the extension of the continental crust. Beyond the shelf break, that's where water depths are going to increase, and that's where the granite transitions to the basalt. But just on the continental shelf, it's going to be on top of the granite. And the average shelf break, the end of that shelf occurs about 130 meters deep. This is about the height of a 40-story building, right? So like a really big skyscraper. That's going to be about the depth of your continental shelf. That means that this is where we have a lot of our recreation, a lot of our fisheries, right? It's deep, but not ridiculously deep, right? It's you could fathom somebody like a scuba diver going down to the bottom or something like that. Continental shelves, as I said before, they're underlain by the continental granitic crust, and it's just covered up in sediment that has been pouring off the continents, eroded from the mountains, traveling down the rivers, eventually being deposited beneath the shallow ocean and accumulating on this shelf. And because the shelf is wide and flat, the sediment sticks there for a long time, right? It deposits from the rivers and just sits on our continental shelf. The average shelf is about 75 kilometers wide. So like you could boat out to the edge of our shelf in a day, right? It'd be many hours in a boat, but you could do it. Um, and it has a slope of about 0 degrees, 0.7 minutes, right? Which is very, very flat. To our human eye, it would appear flat. So rapid recall, what do you think? How deep is the average shelf break in meters?